thing. At that point, they were like, oh no, we need to keep this going.
Yes.
And at that point, even if they believed in the beginning, even if they truly believed, I'm going to give them the credit of that. Even if they truly believed, from that point on, they were just scamming people.
That credit. I don't think she believed.
Yeah, didn't F them people. Oh, it's upsetting. I hate it.
It is. It's insane, and it's frustrating. Like, again, I've never been more blue-balled by wanting to know more about how our cult operated as well, and not knowing enough, but knowing just enough that we can like tell its story.
Well, like Alex was saying, look at QAnon stuff.
Yes,
it's people desperately in need of answers that don't line up. Like the world doesn't line up to their view. Things they're seeing are confusing. They don't get it. And then if you can come at them with answers that are simple and make sense to what they see the world as, and it's like, whoa, well, the reason why all these things are happening is because like those people drink blood and they like have sex with babies, and you're like, that's because they're evil. I knew it.
Yeah, it's like they never have to actually encounter those people. It's like the same thing that a lot of the racist rhetoric, I can't speak on other countries, but in America, a lot of the racist rhetoric that like drives a lot of the people that are feeling marginalized for their racism, quote unquote, or whatever, who are these people that turn to these crazy ideas as like the true new way, right? Like, because they are like living out in the middle of fucking nowhere. They have no money. They have nothing, and somebody tells you, oh, those guys over there are the problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much easier for you to be like, that is the thing that I'm doing wrong, is like, I didn't know about that. Even it doesn't matter if it actually changes your shit at all, because you're already in the shit. So it's
and you're looking for answers again.
You're
like
literally looking for salvation.
One of the biggest cons ever played in, say, America, for example, is rich people forcing poor white and poor black people against each other. Like they're both equally screwed, and it's like but at least you're not black. And they're like, and that's insane. If like it's the same thing in all major like culty things, or like people they are so downtrodden. They're just like, I'll take any answer. Going back to racism, it's like, oh, well, that's because there's these other dirty people that are ruining my country. And that's why I don't have my mansion. And it's like, bro,
exactly.
That ain't the reason, my dog. Like, that's not, and it's, and you can take that to anywhere. Religion is a great example. Religion for generations, for centuries, has been a place where certainly there are people who have religious beliefs, and they are not like, their objective is not trying to like screw you over, but it's also the bastion of where people can sneak in and be like,
it's the bad faith. It's the bad faith, populism, demagoguery that is like so close to good natured stuff. Like that's why it's so 100%. That's why it's so hard to differentiate for people. Like
America is so good at like the government of America, or certain people are really good at convincing Americans we're just future millionaires with one obstacle stopping us.
That's the promise of capitalism.
Yep, it really is. Anyway, and going back to the Ugandan cult tragedy here with the movement, there's so many similarities to Jonestown. It's like it almost to me is like the Ugandan Jonestown tragedy.
There's a million cults like this, is the weird thing.
Oh yes,
right.
Absolutely.
It's similar to Jonestown, but it's also similar to the one that they made the documentary about recently in Portland. The guy goes up there and he
the Solar Temple one as well, which is another big one.
I mean, there's recently the people in the tracksuits. Recently, boy, am I old. But like the year 2000,
mummified.
Yeah. Like. It's crazy to see how easy it is to sway someone if you bring their faith and religion and offer them a better way out. Because again, sometimes life sucks for a lot of people, and many people find their answer in like drugs or alcohol or like all sorts of other things. But for many, they feel like the way out is through like religious faith. And for many people, that's very helpful. But it depends on who is, delivering that service to you. And the problem is a lot of the time, it's very easy for someone to be like, I am a religious person, and to trick people, because it's like, well, why would someone lie about this? They would go to hell if they lied about this. And it's like, they don't believe that. They don't care. They're just trying to make some money.
Yep.
And that blows people's minds when they're like, but that goes against everything I believe. It's like, yes,
like, yeah,
that is correct. Yes,
you got it. You got it. They are in it for themselves, not to help you at all.
If anybody who's ever trying to convince you of something is also trying to cut off your access to like the consensus of what's true and what's false, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as marriages were not allowed, sex not allowed. If you came into the cult or with a child, or were one of the ones that had a child while within the cult and it somehow survived all those infant deaths, children would still end up being separated from their parents, who were usually off working or preaching for the cult. In fact, at the end of the day, familial affection or any behavior that alluded to what they called earthly relationships was entirely forbidden.
But like,
only the aforementioned higher up titles like high priestesses and stuff were allowed to do that.
Well, of course, because that's how you control. But like, more